So can you hear the audio coming through on the iPad too?
I don't believe so.
It should deliver audio and video. It should, conceivably.
Okay, so we're live now.
Oh, great. So what's happening? So what are your Christmas goals? My Christmas goal is to... high-five this dude. Hey dude, from China. If I weren't so accustomed to rejection. Okay, we're on the bus. So this game, the premise of this game is that a bus driver is delivering a bunch of children to their death. Is that something way, shape, or form?
I played Fortnite for a little bit, so...
Hey, wait, I just got an alert on my phone. Did you seriously go live?
Coming down for the kids. Really not for me with the kids.
They don't want to come for you?
No, I don't want to come down for me.
Actually, your dad messaged me. He's like, can we get together while I'm here?
No, I believe it. And that's the fun. My mom's like, hey, I want to start this trading stuff.
Hey, dude, look at my Chinese friend is already dead. That's what you get for not high-fiving me. Okay, your dad said what?
My dad wants to get into the trading stuff, and so
Oh, cool.
I was like, yeah, that's cool. Sounds like a great idea. And then we're going golfing at Tour 18, which is some high...
Highfalutin.
Yeah, and I'm not a golfer, so
Yeah, see, so it is coming through. Oh, look at that. There's a dude. Goodbye, dude. I am totally eliminating this dude. And then I'm just going to hit him with this balloon.
Hit him with your best shot.
There we go.
Are you
Yeah, anyway, let me just...
There's French fries on your backpack?
Yeah, I'm a stormtrooper with French fries.
That's all that matters.
It's pretty great. So anyway, we could look at some stocks and talk about some things. So how's everybody doing out there? We haven't been live on YouTube in a long time, everybody. It's been a while. Are we on YouTube or Facebook or what are we on?
We are on the tubes, the
We're
YouTubes.
on the tubes. All right. Well, Justin's here with us, and I thought we might look at, when we were talking about just doing this, you know, not for real. I'm going to turn down the volume here. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So I thought we might look at like a few stocks or things or, you know, stuff that's on people's mind going into the end of the year. This is the, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, it's a split screen. Yes.
All right, so this is the Greek ETF. It's the GREK. And today or tomorrow, I'm going to lose on this first trade. I shorted this publicly and in my group, and it's kind of, it's one of those embarrassing trades you wish never happened. But you can't avoid it, so you might as well just talk about it openly and publicly. But this is one of mine for 2020. Greece is essentially bankrupt. Its bonds are not eligible for the European Central Bank's buyback program, the quantitative easing program. It's one of the #1 instruments on my list that just can't sustain itself at the level that it's at. Number 2 on that list, and we'll get through this reasonably quickly for those of you interested in stocks, is DocuSign. I opened up a new business bank account at Bank of America, and they had me do all the documents on DocuSign. But DocuSign is a money-losing technology company that is trading at $73 a share. And still, listen, I'm going to be honest, it's probably a great company. It's probably got good people working there. But as soon as the RSI breaks down below that trend line that I just drew, and as soon as price breaks down below that trend line, we have a beautiful missed pivot point at $58. And I'm going to go ahead and guarantee, in quotation marks, that DocuSign hits $58 a share in 2020. And why can I say that? Well, I can say that because I truly believe that if your company isn't making money, it's going to be really hard in 2020 to justify that. The other one on my list is the British pound. It's not a stock, but you can trade an ETF that is the British pound related. I don't like to make giant predictions about the movements of the currency market a year in advance, because that's a kind of dangerous thing to do. And you get yourself into some trouble pretty quickly if you don't stop out when a trade goes wrong. But this is one of those situations where not only does the trade have an excellent stop loss above the recent highs, I would say those are about at $30.36 or so. We've also got what is forming now a pretty hefty trend line and some beautiful missed levels below, plus supports. Brexit is happening on January 31st. It's going to happen. It's going to be a hard Brexit, and then there's going to be a year where they got to negotiate some kind of a treaty. That's going to get messy, and political uncertainty is never good for a currency. And so I think for 2020, my favorite moving financial instrument in the currency world is the pound dollar, and I think the pound dollar drops. There's a possibility that there is also some problems with the US dollar, and so you could go pound Canadian or stretch the budget between both of those financial instruments. One of my other favorites is ONTX, as a complete and full disclosure, which it may never pull up here. They may be tired of me pulling this chart up. I am long this stock. It's basically a penny stock. It's basically trades like an over-the-counter stock, and I can't even pull it up right now because the internet connection blows. But, oh, there it is. I think this stock could go to $2, $3, $4, or $5. This is a stock that has dropped consistently over the course of the last 14, 16 months, but officers and directors of this company have been buying this company, and when insiders are buying the company, even though it's dropping, you can get a situation where it goes up. One of those examples is Reed's. Reed's is a beverage company that makes a bunch of ginger beer and other stuff like that. This is the fifth one on my list. Insiders, officers, directors are buying this company on September 19th or 30th of this last year, of 2019. The company brought in a brand new CEO, and he just so happens to be the same guy who in the early 2000s took Sobe Beverage Company public. Not public, excuse me, sold it to PepsiCo. So why do you bring in a CEO to your beverage company? Probably to sell it. And so it's trading at 87 cents a share right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see that hit $2.50 in 2020. The big danger in 2020 is that you're going to get caught buying stuff that is worthless, so I would walk away from and avoid stocks that have heavy debt or technology companies with no revenues or no earnings, and I would run toward companies with earnings that have been dropping, who are value companies that don't have very much debt. And Justin, I got to get onto my other meeting. I didn't know we were going to do this, so maybe we'll come back later if you all want to spend some time together and look at some financial instruments, play some video games, and hang out.
All right, Rob. Thanks for going with what I have planned.
Okay, and tell your dad I'm totally up for getting together and talking about the markets.
All right, will do.
All right, later, everybody.